Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Heroes of Might and Magic 3, Horn of the Abyss. When we last left off, we were actually pretty close to finishing this map, which is excellent. We just need to rally some additional troops to finish the last of the enemy towns, and then we'll be just fine in that regard. That being said, I have had a thought. It's a powerful thought, I'm sure you'll agree, that these pirates that we have sitting around could be upgraded into sea dogs. We have a decent amount of gold, so we should be able to manage that. You know, there's pirates sitting around everywhere. There's another 35 sitting in this frigate. There's like another 49 sitting in this frigate. There might even be another frigate sitting around somewhere. Yeah, there's another one. There's another 91 pirates. If all of these pirates could be rallied together, that would form an additional power stack that would mean we suddenly have like something the enemy has to contend with in these fights. So we're going to be moving towards that particular objective. Like, we might as well grab the Orgoi Korkoi that are here, like, by all means. But I think the next step is clearly going to be, let's arrange for these pirates to be delivered. So, you know, first and foremost, of course, we'll still just grab what is here. Like, these enchanters won't go amiss. You know, that'll be fine. We'll grab some additional ghost dragons. That will also be sufficient. And, yeah, we'll carry on in that regard, but I think that the pirates are going to be a useful tool. So, we'll grab these for now while we're here. Having some robots for the troops to repair is also useful. Might take us a little while to get all of these pirates successfully all upgraded, but we're going to make it happen, one way or another. Tancred can help with that. Someone's also going to have to go into the water. Which could be Tancred. I know this is the same energy as, like, driving around the same roundabout lots of times. There we go. Hope you like teleporting. Alright. Excellent. And Boy's just going to sit there and keep them under control, contained within their little fort. You know, the final port. The final fort. And the final thought. Are all things that we're contending with today. But we'll be okay. So, we might as well hand this off to Frederick now. Bloop. And then make our way towards these pirate dwellings. On Henrietta. Excellent. Alright. There's also 60 halflings here. Take those as well, get those upgraded. We want to bring everyone to bear against the enemy. Suppose if we're using skeletons, we'll bring those too. Let's head into the teleporter of destiny. So, Ziv's going to find additional pirates. Seems good. And she could hop into the boat. Make her way over to Downhaven. So Tancred can probably help in coming down here. Seems reasonable. So, Rathmont, just leave the ghost dragons and the skeletons, take the whites, back off to the transformer with you. Celestine can begin her adventure of reinforcement. She's often dreamed of reinforcing an army, and this is her moment. Okay. Let's just keep going. Of course, the sand is going to be incredibly sluggish. But, you know, such is life. In the case of these skeletons, such is death. Let's move down. Frederick's still going to be our man for taking the fight, but as far as the reinforcement goes, that's going to be a group effort. I think this shouldn't be too much of an issue, like, these additional reinforcements are what we need to make this fight a doddle. Okay. Might as well have Tancred go first. With Henrietta make for the town. I guess we'll keep Todd here for now. Just in case we need to start doing some trading. Into the Chartreuse 2 AC portal, please. We're going to make your make landfall over here. Thank you. The adventure continues. Of that, there is no doubt. The first on the scene will of course be Celestine, once she hops in and out of a teleporter several times, but she'll deliver some additional troops. Let's recruit these 91 pirates. Be on our way. It's month of the Beetle. Celestine, of course, moving out to Boyd. We'll have Ziff make landfall now. It's nice having so many lighthouses. We just have excellent speed on the water. It's probably almost worth using a boat rather than trying to trudge through the beaches here. You know, these beaches are slow. As is, we still can't make this in one move. But we're getting there. Guess we can have this gold first. 2 enchanters, if you please. Make our way on through. Celestine's almost ready to deliver. As for Ziff, let's grab 56 more pirates from here. And then head over to Downhaven. There's a lot of guards here. Could be potentially useful to consider bringing some of these along at some point, but for now we're good. We're going to take these pirates with us and head into town. We're going to then upgrade them. And upgrade them again. And then purchase these ones. Excellent. That also wasn't cheap. But it was useful. So, Tancred's now in the way, of course. Not a big deal. We do definitely need the gold, though. So let's have Celestine deliver these troops. So, we are going to have to ask ourselves the question of who's going to be left behind, because, you know, we've got these Sentinel Automatons that are going to be left behind, or is it the Armadillos that are going to be left behind? Because obviously we're going to have to swap something out for the Sea Dogs, which could be the Grenadiers, could be the Sentinel Automatons. It's probably best to make it, we leave the melee troops home and just have a whole bunch of shooters. That seems reasonable to me. Let's at least grab these shooters out of the mine. And we'll bring these Sea Dogs along as well. Now this might be a bit expensive. Just a casual 37,000. Excellent. Did make a dent in our money, but it was excellent. It was good. Let's start making our way over to the meeting place. So, is Tancred going to be the sailor? Guess he can be. Well, deliver the Sea Dogs, please. Excellent. Henrietta's basically fine here for now, it's just whatever. So, we don't actually need to use the trading post, so for now we can let Todd sit as well. We'll upgrade this for posterity reasons. We're basically getting close to the point where we're good to go. This might be potentially dangerous. We're okay. So let's swap armies. We'll take the stuff that's rightfully mine. Excellent, and then Boyd can go hide in a corner. Capture an ore mine for me. There's a good chap. Alright, Tancred. It's time to start sailing towards our destination. But first... well, I think it's just going to be two separate voyages of hordes of pirate mercenaries to support our cause. See, another 21 pirates here, funnily enough. But we do not need more pirates. We just need the pirates we currently have. We'll grab these guards. Hand them over. Well, let's have Rathmon have a bit of a moment to rest, shall we? He's been running around a lot on his horse. His calves must be killing him. Let's rest here. Not quite close enough, but we can sail to this location. Then Tancred can swing down here, grab these additional troops. Like so. It's a good 670 sea dogs. It's not insignificant by any means. We can have him land, or even just sail here. Might as well grab the ore pit. Alright, Tancred. Yeah, we can't quite make it in one turn. We're now looking in a much stronger place. Tancred can move here, and then Frederick can initiate a trade, and we'll take these additional troops with us. So what's going to stay behind? Again, something nasty, right? Like, I guess it is the Grenadiers after all. Because we do want to keep our enchanters, we want to keep our ghost dragons, like everything else is important. But this should be a much stronger army, able to take the dangers of Port Crowland once and for all. So we'll save this as our last fight too. The Finica. We defeated the Centaur! Oh yes! Glorious victory. Not quite so glorious. Let's see how this goes. We now have significantly more stuff and things, so let's start off with the mass slow. So now we could just start pouncing upon our foe. You know, for great justice. Is that going to be a nice aging effect? Oh yes it is. I like that. So yeah, we could just shoot him with gun. Oh yes. It should be enough that if they choose to shoot the gunslingers, that'll be sufficient. Maybe they'll hit the sea dogs though. Let's wail upon them. Excellent, the gunslingers are no more. So we did lose some sea dogs of our own. I mean, I lost half of them, frankly, but... I don't mind using the skeletons, though, to just thrash some of these stacks. Get on there. Look at that. Good job on the cannon. We're also not... well, we're blocking the way, which is great. Let's just get a nice solid hit in here on the Oceanids. I think we might just straight outright win, though, based off just the nature of our strength, right? Like, we've got so much stuff. Let's issue a clone on the gunslingers. We got a nasty mass slow event. Look at that, the clone's already paid for itself. It hits these, and then it attracts the attention of the unicorns. Orgoy Korkoi had a bad day. It's to be expected. We can use the benefit, though, of Sea Dogs of having no melee penalty, which is quite nice. We'll then use the power of Flamethrower against this Silver Pegasus as well. You know, as we know, Flamethrower against Horse is quite effective. Now, it's annoying we can't attack with this just yet, but if we wait, the skeletons can... well, I can misclick. So, you know, I don't get to do that instead. Guess we'll rifle butt these instead. Bit of a waste, I could have had a ranged shot. But either way, this is clearly going to be a winning fight. Like, just bringing these extra units just made such a difference. And the Sea Dogs... oh, the Sea Dogs are blinded, actually. Nasty hit on the engineers, but we're just going to cast Mass Cure at this point. Because let's remove all these debuffs, thank you very much. So, we'll hold off on the engineers. We'll melee with the Sea Dogs. Well, we can probably just shoot them, eh? In the grand tradition of Jurassic Park. Shoot her! Torch the catapult, excellent. But it's okay. Let's cast Clone. And put an end to Eris's troubling ways. I think this was Eris, wasn't it? Yeah, well, whatever. Oh, he slowed us. Did kill like a good 500 or so skeletons there, but it does not matter. Oh no. That is one disadvantage having the close slowed. The close slowed. The clone slowed. There we go. English. Do you speak it, Kilkicon? Apparently not. It's also a good thing we got the ammo cart, otherwise these guys would have run out of ammo. Oh, mind you, Sea Dogs actually have 12 shots. They're not pirates. Either way, it's been an epic journey. We've lost another clone. Precision. More skeletons biting the dust. The luckiest Sea Dogs. These were a good idea. They gave us the troops we need to finish this off. And there we have it, a glorious victory against Yelendor, apparently. Purple has been vanquished. This is excellent. Victory is ours. So I get to save this as dead or alive done. The chase, sword in my hand, and the barely visible path between the lifeless hills ahead. I'm racing on, barely ever getting a glimpse of the map, and the silent skeleton rides by my side. Suddenly I wake up, shaking off the nightmare that kept tormenting me for days, in the dreams and beyond. When we pinned down that worm Dargem, I left Boyd and him to settle their scores alone. Should I expect for a second dead restless man to come to my dreams tonight? Well, just 2 is not that bad. After fleeing from Earfall, I was seeing thousands of them. Tomb Raiders. Frederick must save Henrietta lost in the underground tunnels during her search for the warlock Agar. Her last message was about finding a lost tomb, where her expedition then headed. The level of heroes is unlimited. The difficulty you choose will define your possibilities on the global map. Interesting. We get to choose a +2 defense, plus 8 central automatons or 20 engineers. Let's check the right click. Frederick must find Henrietta, who has gone on a quest for the warlock Agar. The last message received from her read that her team had discovered an ancient tomb and headed inside to explore it. Landslides caused by giant worms blocked many of the roads through mountain passes. Airships must be the solution. So, I guess we'll start with +2 defense. We're going to stay on hard. We'll just see how the map changes, eh? Having to make do with less, the worst torment imaginable for one who knows his worth. These were times when the process of satisfying my interest involved discovering new worlds. I could unleash the awesome power hidden in a grain of matter, and now I roll around inside a stinky barrel for weeks just to test a little hypothesis. Anyway, I must find out whether this self-professed artificer, Thermomorph, Ferrica, whatever his name, has indeed achieved something yet unseen in this world, or is he yet another fairground mountebank like all these other scientists I have met here thus far? Four years have passed since we defeated Dargem's pirates. Much has changed in Burton. What with all the new inventions, new allies, and new, previously unfamiliar faces, sorceresses once in the service of Archibald Ironfist began to appear more and more often in the cities of the Wastelands, now a haven for the rejects of this world. I remember how I met Rathmont during the battles of the pirates, but the influx did not end with him. Not long ago we heard rumours that the infamous warlock Agar himself had become to the Wastelands, supposedly settling in the Western Mountains and setting up a laboratory there. I was pretty sure that Agar turned into a lich and then been destroyed. Didn't matter. Something completely different was really important now. Soon after Agar had allegedly settled in the West, disturbing reports began to arrive in Burton. At first it was news of rockfalls and landslides in the mountains, but we didn't pay much attention to them. Landslides are not uncommon in such a geographically heterogeneous landscape. Later, however, we found that sandworms might have been involved. These creatures have been around for a long time, occasionally bothering farmers, but they were rarely seen. Most witnesses spoke either of wide furrows in the ground seemingly dug up from below, or of mysterious holes that caused posts and fences to fall, but there were no direct confrontations. However, the creatures of which recent rumours spoke were different, not only larger but much more aggressive. They attacked mining camps, devoured herds, and attacked caravans and lone travellers. Everything indicated these were no ordinary worms. Those creatures were not plain animals. No, they looked like the product of someone's keen mind. Burton Town Council set the task to find Agar at all costs and find out if he had anything to do with the odd worm attacks. Henrietta immediately volunteered to go on the expedition. Without wasting much time packing, her scouting party left Burton. Days, then weeks passed, and it finally became clear that something had happened to her team. Any attempts to follow its trail were futile. Repeat rockfalls and earthquakes caused the path through the Western Mountains to keep changing like an enchanted labyrinth. Then I realised what we needed. Airships, stopping at no obstacle. That was our solution. I'd been doing other, albeit very important, things for too long. It hurt me to see my favourite project stalled without any development. I was on my way to Volta, a free city east of Burton. The recent earthquake had destroyed the factories there, but I'd hoped to find companions among those involuntarily out of jobs. This town was the last place Henrietta and her party were seen. That afternoon I boarded a ship at the port of Orca's Moor. I intended to round the first mountain range by sea and reach Volta, whence my expedition would start. Imagine my surprise when, just before we set sail, a messenger caught me and announced, Kastore, King of Deyja, intends to pay a visit to Burton to establish and strengthen economic ties and wishes to meet with Frederick. The Deyjan king? Here? Of course, news had reached me of how a certain Kastore had come to power last year in that land of necromancers and dark sorceresses, but I've never been interested in those squabbles. Coups are commonplace in Deyja. But what would he want here, and what economic ties could there possibly be when there wasn't even a single port city in Deyja? And how did he know my name? On the other hand, the world of magic is small, and the artificer's world even smaller. I'd ordered a fast brig to head out and offer the captain of Kastore's ship to call at Volta instead of Orca's Moor. I was running out of time, but the preparations for the expedition were to last a few more days yet, and I'd hoped that the meeting of the unexpected guest would not take too long. I didn't want to ignore the visit of the ruler of Deyja and make a new enemy in him. Too many powerful wizards were already on the list, and who knows, maybe that Kastore could turn out to be an intriguing conversationalist. I was struck by the view that opened up as we reached the port of Volta. From afar I saw a great ship under grey sails, easily capable of carrying an entire army. How fortunate that we had dredged the port before so that heavy, large draft ore freighters could unload here. That was when I first saw Kastore. An elf in shining armour stood by the gangway of the giant ship with his hands behind his back. On either side of him, multi-armed serpent women stood frozen like statues, armed to their teeth. Nagas are a common sight in Bracada, where they could be found in the service of many wealthy mages, but I never knew that any skilled sorcerer could summon these fearsome creatures, or rather, I knew that any skilled sorcerer could summon these fearsome creatures. It was harder to get them to obey commands though, something only the most powerful wizards could do. My arrival did not seem to make such impression on the Lord of Deyja. Without even turning his head, he said dryly, "I expected to see you, but you kept me waiting. Frederick, right?" "That is correct," I answered. "What can I do for you?" Kastore turned to me leisurely. "Word of your inventions is spreading to every corner of Enroth, and being heeded by the more sapient kind. Deyja is no exception, of course. You know me only as the ruler of a distant land, but I would like you, Frederick, to think of me as a colleague. I am an inventor of sorts myself." Interesting. Well, that will do it for this video. We've completed, finally, Dead or Alive, and we're now on to the next mission, Tomb Raiders. And we've met Kastore in a cutscene, apparently, so that'll be interesting. Either way, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time when we get to explore this whole new world where Henrietta's gone missing. And we even kept her artifacts. Isn't that brilliant? See you next time.